What's going on, Footwear fam? It's the Kid Big Boss Fable Footwear Fabian. I'm back here with a Queen reaction, essentially. This is a video I came across. It's titled Freddie Mercury in His Own Worlds. I'm not too sure what the essence of this video is, if it's fan-made or anything like that. But I think it is a combination of interviews as well. I had done a kind of Magic Interviews reaction not too long ago on my channel. Go check it out. You can check it out through my Queens playlist. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Man, with that being said, let's hop into this reaction.
You're the last person I'm talking to, so you probably get the best interview, darling, don't I? The way I look at myself, if I ever do, is I'm a man of extremes, and I think every character virtually is made up of a load of ingredients, and I just think I have a very soft side and a very hard side. You either get me where I'm very strong or I'm very soft. I don't want to change the world. No, the most important thing to me is to be happy, to be honest, to have fun. And depending on whatever I do, I mean, of course music is important to me, and because that's my life. And as long as, I can, I'll carry on as long as I write music and people want to buy it. That's important to me, but I mean, that's not the be-all and the end-all. To me, happiness is the most important thing. And if I'm happy, then it shows in my work. When they stop buying our records, then I'll say goodbye and do something else, become a strip artist or something. In the end, all the mistakes and all the excuses are down to me. I'd like to feel that I'm just being my honest self. And as far as I'm concerned, I just want to pack in as much of life and fun, having a good time, as much as I can within the years I have. I don't give a shit what people say about me. I don't regret any of the things I did. If I had to do it all over again, yes, why not? Why not? I do it slightly differently. Well, there you are. You have it on tape. Use it. Well, that's the nearest I've come to.
Fuck you.
That guy, he was that guy.
I hate this thing about people thinking, oh, well, we've heard a Queen album, let's go and see this, their stage show and see if it sounds the same. I mean, I think by now, people who come to see our shows know that it's not going to be exactly the same. We don't want it to be. How boring if we reproduce note for note what was on the album. They might as well sit at home and listen to the album with a few visuals thrown in. I mean, I'd like them to come and see that it's a show, it's entertainment, and our songs take on a different meaning when we do a stage show. So, I mean, what they hear on record can be totally different to what they hear on stage. I mean, we deliberately do that. And we like that because some of the songs have that depth, I think, that where we can do it on an album. And when we do it in a show, we can totally twist it around and we do what is best for the show. A song like Love of My Life, which is a song from Night at the Opera. I mean, it's very classical and it's got lots of musical instruments on the album. And when we do it on stage, it's just me and Brian. I mean, Brian just plays an acoustic guitar and I just sing it.
It's funny because I had reacted to this the other day and someone had mentioned to me the exact same thing, and it's like, that's what I'm starting to realize now. There's so many dynamics and to the depth of Queen, but somebody had mentioned to me that this song, you know, it's more so listen to the studio version, and there's people, oh, I like the live rendition, but it's true, man. Every time they do something like any song, studio version is different from the live performance, or they tweak it in that sense.
It's a very good song for rapport. I mean, I like to get the audience participating with me, and
yes,
most of the time I let them sing the song because they're into that. So I mean, I basically conduct that song, and I love the fact that they just sing it. So it's totally different from what they hear on an album. Basically, what I'm doing is it's my job. I'm a front man, and it's my duty to do what I do, and the way I like to do it is to do it my best abilities. You know, I'm there to sort of You know, I don't want to sort of let them down by being just a vocalist. You know, I'm a figurehead, you know. I lead the group when it's on stage. But that doesn't mean I'm the leader of the group.
Homie was humble.
I personally just have a good time just fooling around on stage, you know. And that's why I'm not afraid to sort of fall flat on my face, because I mean, you know, coming out with some of the things I wear, sort of over the top. I mean, they have an element of humor which I hope comes across. That's basically what it is now. And if I'm seen to be having fun on stage, I think it kind of comes across, which is good. I mean, I get so keyed up to start with, because I feel I've got to reserve all this energy for the entire tour. And sometimes I think about it too much. You know, I'm not allowed to smoke, I'm not allowed to drink. I remember in the early tours, I used to think about that so much that my voice used to run out on me after about 10 or 20 shows. And I learned from that I shouldn't really think about it. If I want to smoke, I'm going to smoke. If I drink, I drink. If I want to stay up late, I'm going to stay up.
Don't overthink it.
That seems to work. A different kind of theatre music, theatrical music. And that's the way we started. We've changed since then. It's trying to sort of retain the respect just by being a musician, to be honest. Coming up with good songs, basically. That's all basically what I'm into. And having a good time, to be honest. It's just... I would like to think, I mean, I'm more experienced, you know. I've gained a lot of experience by traveling and by working. And I just think, I hope my songs are getting better. Basically that. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, I just think of this as a job. It's a job. It's a job. It's like it's not a 9-to-5 job, but it's a job like anybody else. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm a front man, and I write songs, and that's what I want to do. And I want to do it with the best ability that I have. I'm 37 years old, and I want to do something different, and it's about time I did. Otherwise, I'll get too damn old, and I'll be in a wheelchair. They're all wondering and all waiting for us to see if, say, my album's going to do better than the last Queen album or something like that. It's nice to actually sort of break away from a group that's actually been going for so long, meaning staying away. Every album that's ever come out of Queen, we've come up with a batch of songs, and we really pick the best. And if I have songs that I feel are better than somebody else's, if I have 5 songs that are better than one of Roger's songs, I'll say we won't have his one song. Like I remember that Roger actually wrote about 3 or 4 songs, and as far as I was concerned, some of them weren't good enough, and I just said go back and write some more, and things like that. So I mean, you know, then Roger will come up with something like Radio Gaga, and it's perfect. I don't know what Queen stands for. I think by now I think it's 4 writers that write very different songs, and like I mean, John's been writing quite a lot now, and he just writes in that one area which he likes, which is almost like a...
Let's be honest, Freddie still had final say, or some type of, like, you know, executive say, you know what I mean? Because he was humble in the sense that he said he knew he wasn't essentially the leader of the group. He was the front man, but, you know, in case like that, he just talked about, or Roger, you know, was writing songs, I guess, for album submission or whatever, was going to make a project, you know, and he kind of had the executive say, like, you know, bro, like, these songs aren't good enough, go back, you know, and kind of polish them or rewrite. So in some sense, he kind of was like, you know, we did kind of have some type of executive say, bro.
Pamela Motown, or the sort of, and I love that, because I love to sing on songs like that. So he's very different. So, I mean, you could never call his songs heavy or anything. I think Queen just write 4 very different types of songs. So like Brian writes from the guitar, so we have that element, and then Roger, I think, writes from the drums, or what, he sort of crosses over a lot. So we have all kinds of things. We all have our own ideas of how a song should be, because I mean, a song can be done in so many different ways depending on who's doing it. But sometimes I just feel that it's not right, and like in case of Roger's track, which is Magic, I mean, he did it in a totally different way, which is quite good, but I just felt that there was another commercial streak, and I just realized that he was going away to LA for about a week, so I just got hold of it, and I just changed it around completely, and when he came back, I said, well, what do you think? And he said, oh, I like it. It was a completely different song, but, you know, something that sometimes you can see something else in other people's songs, and, you know, I don't mind them. They do that to my songs as well. They sort of, we all help each other in a way, but that's what then takes a lot of time. To start off, it was a Queen project as such anyway, but we did only like 5 tracks to go in the film, and then there's about 9 tracks now, is it 9 years? About 8 years, about 9 tracks. So there's additional tracks which are not in the film. So it is a new Queen album. The question is like, you've achieved everything, what else is there? But the thing is, I have nothing else to do. I mean, I don't know, I can't become a chef or something, I don't know how to cook. So I have to sort of, and I know I can stop doing that and just live on my money, but I'm not that kind of person. I want to work, because I get so bored, I'd be so bored. And so I was thinking that I know there'll be a time where I can't run around on stage, because it'll be ridiculous, and I know when there comes a time when you have to stop. But music will still be my thing, so I have to think in terms of what I can do. So maybe I'll go into production, or I'll still write songs, because you can be quite old and not have, you might not have the physical fitness to run around on stage, but you can still write songs. So one way or other, the music side is always going to be in my life, I used to follow sort of Smile a lot, I used to see, we were like friends, I used to go to their shows.
What did you see in what Brian and Rog were doing with Smile?
Nothing. So we decided we'd, take the plunge. And it was then I sort of thought about the name Queen.
Why Queen?
I don't know, at the time it was outrageous. Most of the time I have a clear picture of what I want, and I sort of have a lot of, say, Roger's parts and what Brian should do and things. There are rows, of course. I thought, I'm going to do exactly as I please. Do as many multi-layer harmonies as possible. Go well over the top.
Naturally, I've got the powerful high voice.
He's got the dog whistle pitch, very high voice. Try and keep their attention. You've got to sort of really tempt them. Like, okay, you can have a little break, have a coffee and biscuits. And then while they're sort of in a good mood, grab them, and do another sort of 50 million overdubs. Basically, it is a participation thing. I've been very cold-blooded, and I'm just thinking in terms of a public stroke group thing. From that point of view, okay, Bohemian Rhapsody, big hit, but I think a song like Somebody to Love is, in my estimation, a better sort
I want to watch all this footage, man.
From the writing aspect, a better song. As the albums have progressed, our
the
sort of songwriting
clips.
has progressed, and we sort of ventured into sort of different areas. We don't like to sort of repeat the same formula. There was so much hunger there. We just had so much that we wanted to bring out. It was all sort of kept in, and so we had all kinds of songs, and Bohemian Rhapsody happened to be, it was basically like 3 songs that I wanted to put out, and I just put the 3 together. I just said it either goes out in its entirety or not at all. We all have our ups and downs, and we all have our limitations, and we all know that there are certain things you can't do. But I don't want some arsehole critic to tell me that. I called Sid Vicious, I think I called him Simon Ferocious or something, and he didn't like it at all. I said, what are you going to do about it? He hated the fact that I couldn't speak like that.
Right, what's he know?
Then,
so we went, I think we survived that test. I think we kind of, underneath it all, we kind of like each other, and we like the music we make. That's basically it. If we didn't like the music that we were making, we'd say goodbye to each other, because there's nothing else left.
When you first came together, did you think, were you very different then?
How do you mean? Oh,
well,
yes, we were very
You were very
hungry.
diverse personalities then,
Yes,
as well.
but at that time we were sort of getting to know each other, and we had so much to sort of put across, and we were very hungry for a hamburger.
Anything, right?
But we were just hungry. We just wanted to let it all out, and so we took it from there. And the thing about it is the 4 of us sort of write very different songs, and so it's kind of it keeps us going. If everybody wrote the same kind of thing, and we all appeal to the same kind of people and everything, then it would be a bit boring. We just had 4 totally diverse personalities and different egos, and that runs riot, and that's good. So we still fight, and we still fight like kids.
You've always been very sort of flamboyant and theatrical and concerned with visuals and stuff with
I'm
your
getting
shows.
a bit sober in my old age.
Are you?
I think so, yeah.
What do you mean, just in terms of the way you dress?
No, dress has got nothing to do with it. No, in terms of my thinking, no, on stage I still dance around. It's just my thinking, I've become, it's like, I just can't, I look back at myself and think, oh my God, how could I have done that, wearing black nail varnish and the long hair and wearing the makeup and wearing the kind of clothes. But that's, everybody grows out of it, that was when I was about 22 years old.
You used to be a fan of Liza Minnelli's and very kind of real show-busy stuff that as you said, doesn't really have much to do with rock and roll. I mean, going to the opera and going to the ballet and all that.
Yeah, but I mean, I use it in my shows. That's the way. I mean, it's like I think Queen are a theatrical band. You know, I mean, we don't like just going on stage and just strumming our guitars. I mean, we put on a show. So I mean, that's the kind of person I am. It's just I'm a trooper.
Say it all the
So you
time.
don't feel limited by rock and roll, by that whole genre at all?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you don't want to go to a Broadway show or do
Want to do a Broadway show?
Yeah.
No. I think
Right one, or-
rock and roll has a very wide spectrum, and you can do anything you want in it. Look at Boy George. I mean, you know, can't it's as theatrical as you can get.
Are there
That's
places in
stadium.
the world that you want to go to that you haven't been?
Yes, I'd like to go to Russia. I'd like to go to Russia and China. That sort of.
Think they'll let you
stimulus
in?
thing. I don't. Well, at the moment, I don't think so. Russia already turned us down because they think we're too volatile.
Why? And Elton
They think we're
is no
gonna-
problem, right?
No, well, he's sort of.
One
he's all right.
person
He's
with a
in
guitar
the
and
middle,
piano.
in the kind of middle of the road. He's okay. I think when they show when the Russians saw our videos and the way we come across, they thought we were a bit too volatile, and they thought we were going to corrupt their youth.
Incite them.
Mm.
Yes, right. And probably you would.
Well,
Yeah.
that's my job.
What happened with David Bowie, with Pressure?
Nothing. We just went into the studio, did the song, and out it came. It wasn't a big.
No, but I mean, wasn't there this whole drama about him taking his name off of it or wanting to not be...
No, that was something else. He did sort of like backing vocals on one of my songs that was on the album. Then that's not Under Pressure. That's another one.
Right.
And when it came to being released, I mean, he didn't like what he did. And that was like, you know, asshole tells me right at the tail end when the thing is just about to come out. So anyway, that's you know, artistic license. He just didn't like his voice right when it was about to come out. And I said, fine. I said, it's quite easy. All I do is erase his vocal, and out it came. It wasn't like he didn't do a very in-depth vocal at all. It was just a background. It was just background vocals. So, I mean, he just didn't.
Do you think it was
like
petty? I mean, do you think it was unnecessary?
Whatever. I think it was unnecessary, but I mean...
Are you not speaking to each other anymore?
Always speaking. It's just that we're in different parts of the world, and... No, I'm not one of those bitchy queens that you like to... No. It's just... No, he's all right. He's okay.
How did you happen to work with him in the first place?
Well, I mean, we were friends from a long time back, and we were in Montreux in Switzerland. We own a studio there, so we were working on it, and he lives there. He just
I don't know the details of
he
the
kept
story
coming to the
between
studio,
them,
listening
but-
to our tracks, and we were jamming.
Of course, I've heard
some
through
of his
comments.
old songs and things. And then one day one night we were having dinner, and after that we were going back into the studio to carry on with the session. And it just happened. He just said, "Oh, why don't we just fool around and get something started and see what happens?" And you know, we started playing on the piano, and the rest of the band were there, and we started putting something down, and Under Pressure started to build.
To get together with Michael Jackson and work with him?
Well, just in the early days, well, I mean, like 3-4 years ago, I mean, he used to just come and see our shows at the Forum in LA. And I guess he liked us, and so I got to meet him, and he kept coming to see us, and then we started talking, and in those days, I think he would actually go out. He'd go out and have dinner or something. I remember going to dinner with him, and I think now he just stays at home and doesn't like coming out at all. That's what, you know, that's what he says. I mean, he says, oh, whatever he wants, he can get at home, because I mean, anything he wants, he just buys it.
But have you ever talked to him about, I mean, just in terms of being an artist or in terms of a song?
Well, I mean,
like to stay in the house like that kind of isolation, that's so scary.
I know, that's not
isn't
me,
it?
that's not me, but I mean, you know, that's his bag. And I wouldn't do that. I mean, I'll be bored to death. I mean, I have to go out every night. I mean, I hate staying in one room for too long anyway. I'd just like to keep moving. It was just an individual approach, you know. I don't know. I mean, I guess he's just because he started when he was very young. So I mean, when you think about it, well, when I'm talking to him, I think, my God, he's 25, I'm 37, yet he's been.
Oh, they cut it off early. Keep in mind, this is not an original video that I, you know, created or posted. Someone had posted this video. Lady Taylor to her channel, man. So like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, he was going into detail about his relationship with Michael Jackson there at the end. But like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That was a cool little interview or a little excerpt. I don't know if this was fan created, how they meshed all these interviews or not. But hey, it was good to watch that, man. Recommend anything else you guys want to see in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.